Hello friends, this is Rohit. Welcome back. In this particular video, I am going to cover a very important aspect of rooftop gardening, how to prevent leakages. So before going into details of how to prevent leakages, we must just go in a bit details of how the waterproofing of the roof is done. So Uh, this particular waterproofing, this is not a basic waterproofing, so it is a sandwich type waterproofing. So once the slab is done, so then they'll put some concrete, one layer of concrete, then they'll put some bricks in all the rooftop, and then they'll put again a layer of concrete on top of it. So there are uh, uh, two layered prevention of leakages. So the first layer would prevent the basic leakages from going into the beneath floor. The bricks would just absorb any of the leakages or any of the water that has penetrated from the above layer. So there are actually three layers in this particular type of waterproofing. So normally, what the procedure is, they once the slab is done and the waterproofing is to be done, the very first thing that the people do over here in India is that they'll construct a protective wall, which we call as the parapet wall, on this particular slab. And once this particular wall is done, then what they will do is they will do this waterproofing, and then they'll just give a curvature up till over here. So this particular portion of the wall is a part of the waterproofing itself. So the waterproofing will protect from over here till here, but above this it is just the plaster that they have done, which should be protecting the water from penetrating from over here to the below floors. The main problem is the waterproofing layer is on the outside of this wall. So below this wall, there is no waterproofing. So if there are cracks in this particular wall, then the water will penetrate inside from the bricks to the slab, and from the slab to the lower floors. So to prevent this, there are two layers that I have done over here. So first layer is this, or the first protective part is this. So the topmost part of this wall has been covered. So these are some tiles that we have put on this particular wall. So if there are cracks on the upper side of this wall, then the water won't be able to penetrate from over here. On the joints, we have used a chemical called as Dr. Fix-It, which is readily available in local market. So it prevents, so it is a paste that we can apply. So each year we apply some, or at least have it repaired. So if there is any cracks, so each year we apply this paste just to prevent the water from penetrating from within the joint of these two different tiles. Then the second protective part, I would say, is that I have implemented in each of the beds. So if you can see, in every bed I have tiles which I have put on the back side. So you can see over here there is this tile that I have put. So this is the parapet wall. You can see this is the parapet wall, and I have just put this another tile. So these are multiple tiles, and I have put a cement over here along with Dr. Fix-It, and on the joint as well. So what is the use of this tile is when I fill this particular bed up till over here. So the water won't, when I put water to these plants, so it won't be making this wall wet. So there is a little chance so for water to penetrate from over here inside the wall and to the ground floor. In some of the beds I have not used the chemical, the Dr. Fix It, to connect to prevent water from penetrating over here. So this is the latest bed that I have created. But if you can see, there is a big gap in between this tile and the wall. So you can see it over here. There is a big gap around 2 inches. So if I pour water to these plants, so it will go from over here, from below backside of these tiles, and it will just come out from over here. So this particular part is part of the waterproofing. Above this there is the wall, so there is no way that the water will be touching the wall. So because the wall is having only a small layer of plaster which is protecting it against uh, any leakages, but in this part of the India there is very high temperature differences, and so the plaster just gets cracks, and there is a probability of water getting through these cracks. So you should be putting at least some protecting in between the soil and the wall. So this is again a new foam bed that I have started to create. So I have just put whichever tiles that are available from my old construction remaining tiles. So I've just put them on the back side of this bed and then filled the bed with the soil. So this is a good protection that you can give to your rooftop garden. So it has been since 2013 that I have been doing this garden. So by using these particular techniques, there have been no leakages. This is 2017, so at least for 4 years there have been no leakages. There are some cracks that do develop because of the temperature differences. So we usually put the chemical that are readily available, the Dr. Fix It. So this is a one time activity, maybe in 1 year or 2 year that you have to do. So this is the maintenance part, I would say, to prevent leakages. Sometimes if you want to plant big trees, then the container should be also big. So these are the plastic containers that I have bought. So earlier those were not readily available, so I was having some bricks, so I just decided to build a brick container. So again, to prevent leakages, what I have done, I have just kept some distance in between the wall and this particular bed from all the sides, from this side as well. So from all the sides it is away from my wall. On the below side, what I've done is there is a tile that I have kept, over which I have placed these bricks. So there is no probability of the roots going down inside the slab. Anyways, it is very difficult for these particular plants which are which don't tend to have strong roots, so they won't be penetrating inside the cement slab anyways. But just as a preventive action, I have just put a tile. So the tile is of this particular stone called as mandana. So I have just put this particular tile below that particular bed, and I have placed bricks over this tile like this. So in this way I have prevented the roots from penetrating from below the bed, which we won't be able to identify from outside. So the roots then get only some holes in the wall from where they can penetrate outside, but then they are easily visible, and you can then just cut them off as and when required. But again, this helps to prevent leakages. So you can see that each and every bed that I have put this particular preventive tiles behind the bed. Over here as well, behind these tomato plants. So I mostly use this particular paste that we get in the local market from the Dr. Fixit brand. So this is quite good. It helps a lot. It is in a form of slurry or a paste, I would say, which we can apply it on the joints. So over here, as I have already applied, so you can just apply it over here, and then it will just dry out after a few hours, and it creates a protective coating preventing any water leakages. So now we are in a part of my garden where actually this is the top of the veranda, and actually this was not being used for years. So what I just thought was that we'll just try growing some plants over here, and I wanted to experiment if this particular area can be utilized for growing vegetables. But this was a very old area of my house which was being waterproofed about 20-25 years back, and now I'm not sure about the quality of the waterproofing over here. The waterproofing that I earlier showed was just done in 2013, so I was more sure over there, and so didn't take any care related to water going or penetrating from within the waterproofing itself. So over here what I have done is I have just used the plastic paper. I have just placed it on the beneath side of my bed over here. Used a black plastic paper over here, so these are quite cheap, around 8 feet by 8 feet we get it about for 180 rupees. And then just put my soil on top of it. Just take care that you have this paper on covering most of the part from on the above side as well, where there is a probability that the water can touch the wall. But over here I've just put very small layer of soil, about 2 inches or 3 inches of soil. So I will, if you can see that there is not much of the paper on this side. So if you want to just have a soil depth of about 1 feet, then you should take care that the paper is well covering all the regions from where there is a possibility that the water would drip inside your house. So the message over here from this video is, if you love gardening, just do it. Don't be afraid that there could be water leakages. By taking some care and some maintenance efforts on timely basis, you can just prevent any water leakages happening inside your house, and you will be able to grow a very good garden in a very short duration of time without any problems related to leakages. So if you like this video, please do share it, and press the subscribe button so that you can get daily updates of the new video that I upload. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day.